Hi, everybody. This is If Yarn Could Talk. I'm Vicki. I'm the owner of Island Yarn. This is my daughter.
I'm Aja, and I'm crocheting. I finished my hat finally.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I'm crocheting a bag now.
Why aren't you wearing it? You are. I didn't notice.
I can't believe you didn't notice this beautiful hat that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
It's, I made it out of this really cool yarn.
Uh-huh.
It's like the yarn that's in Harry Potter's invisibility cloak.
Oh, the best thing about that? You can't see your mistakes. Well, a little later, Lynn had a question about gauge. So you guys are sort of turning me into a weird swatching proselytizer, which is so strange because I actually don't even swatch that much. I just tell people to. But I thought to encourage you along, I would knit a swatch while we're doing this podcast. So if you have a project that you've been like stressing and you're like, I don't want to knit a swatch because you're all like that, maybe just pause the video, go get some yarn, and knit the swatch with me while we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'll take about the same time, probably.
Yeah. And I'm just using, this isn't in the store yet, so this is kind of a teaser, but I don't even know if you can see the label because it's a little glary.
Peek.
But it's a nice alpaca chainette ply. It's quite yummy. It has changing colors. Yeah, so I'm going to do a little swatch so I can figure out what I want to do with it for all you guys once it does come in. So yeah, got to start the swatch. This label, I threw it over here, says to use size 11 to 15 needles. I think that's dumb. So you should always use your judgment with the yarns and look at it. Like, to me, this yarn, like, the highest I would go is like 10, 10 and a half. So I'm going to start it on what I think is a 10, 10 and a half. And just sort of see what I get. Yours might be a little different because you might be swatching for an exact project. I'm sort of swatching to see how it goes so that I can design something, but it's all still the same thing. You just cast on about 20, 25 stitches, knit a couple rows and garter so it'll lie flat, and then carry on. And stockinette with a garter edge is good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to do 20 because this is such a thick yarn. I don't need 20 to figure it out. How do you like that? It was Lynn who asked the question, and it's a great question because, a lot of people don't make sweaters because
sleeves.
There's gauge problems. That's the other reason people don't make sweaters.
Do you guys remember from the last episode? Sleeves.
Yeah, sleeves. Why do humans have two arms? So Lynn's a new loose knitter, and she likes the fabric of when she's knitting and worried about whether it's gonna, when she goes down in needle size, if then she's not going to like the fabric, even though the gauge will be right. And I would say this is that perfect time to wash and block your swatch, because if you go down in needle size, when you wash it, it's going to loosen up and it might actually be perfect for you. And the looser one might end up being kind of limp once you block it. So that's a good way to go. The other thing is that, it shouldn't say this, but I'm guessing there's probably also an issue where a lot of times a pattern will give you row gauge and stitch gauge. So, sorry, I did it in the wrong way. Stitch gauge, horizontal, row gauge, vertical. And you'll get one and not the other, and it makes people want to tear out their hair, rightly so, because it's not like you can change one without the other, right?
Right.
Right. You know what I'm talking about? It's
sure.
How big your stitches are,
Okay.
You know this, yeah.
She says, I know this.
She knows this.
I know this.
So normally, if that's the problem, most patterns you can pretty much ignore the row gauge. Like, when in doubt, if you're having that problem, stick to the stitch gauge. You can always adjust the row gauge by going less rows, going more rows. Even if you're working on a raglan that has to be a diagonal of a certain angle, you can start to go like every other for the increase if you need to go more or less or whatever. Like, always go with the stitch gauge. Don't stress too much about the row gauge. Try to ignore it. I don't even usually put it on the patterns because I feel like it stresses people out for absolutely not much reason in most patterns. One other thing, because I already said the thing about blocking your swatch. That's a good thing to do, Lynn. I would definitely do the smaller needle. You might hate it a little more while you're knitting it, but once you block it, angels might sing. You might be really happy. Then the other thing for people who really have a hard time getting gauge or keeping a consistent gauge, because some knitters of you might know that like your gauge can kind of change with your moods. Like if you're, you know, in a great mood, just relaxing at night, you might be knitting loose. And then if you have a really tough day, you might become a yarn strangler and be knitting really tight in the very same project. So I'd say if you want to make a sweater, make a ribbed sweater first, because ribbing will just conform to whatever shape you're putting it around. And even if you want to make a sweater that doesn't have ribbing, like try to put some ribbing like down the side right here, just a couple little ribs to make everything even out when you block it.
But Mom, you already have a couple ribs down there.
Arr,
Ah!
arr, arr. So if you're trying out a bunch of different needle sizes, an easy way to do it so you don't have to like keep making it and then ripping it out and then keep making it and ripping it out, making it. It's just, I sort of was doing it by accident. So it reminded me, I wanted to tell you, just make a little garter ridge. I'm not going to switch needles, but ideally make a little garter ridge. Some people also do these little clever things where they will make like a yarn over knit two together for each needle size. So they do like yarn over knit two together for 6 times if it was a size 6, and then you'll have 6 little holes. I don't actually like to do that because I think it sort of screws up the count. But if it's a big enough swatch, you could do it. But if you just make a little garter stitch now, then you could switch needles and then do your next needle. And just keep a note of like, okay, this is my size 10.5 swatch and I wasn't sure about it. So then I did a size 10, and you just do them all in the same swatch. You could probably get your gauge off of a swatch this big. Ideally, you want to go at least another inch just to make sure everything evens out. But see, it takes no time at all. I haven't even shown you any of our new awesome stuff in the store for this week yet.
Yep, and we got some fun stuff. Speaking of angels.
Speaking of angels, a good segue, Asia.
Thanks.
So our featured pattern for, what month is this?
September. It's September.
September.
The beginning of spooky season.
Is one of my favorite patterns I ever designed. Came out really well, so I was really happy.
Woo!
It's called A Few Stairs Short of Heaven.
Look at the angels going up.
And the stairs are made with Noro Silk Garden, so they change color all the way around as you go.
I don't know if you can see it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think you can see it.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you can see it. See,
it's a fun
like
tube
that.
cowl, so it's totally seamless, which I love so much. I love people to wonder if you're a mad magician when they look at your knits. So like a nice, completely seamless cowl is perfect. So the gray is Katia Cotton Merino, which we only have a little of left. So if you want this set, you really have to like grab it soon. We only have 3 color sets left. And there will be a link in the comments if you don't know where to find it on our website. But isn't it cool? It's really one of my favorites. This is done as you go. A lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, you do this after? And I would never do that to you guys. It's so cruel. What do you think of it, Asia? Do you like this set?
Oh yeah, I like it.
Are you going to try to steal it once it's out of the store?
I think it would be fun to try a different color set because I don't usually go for gray, but I like the blue in this a lot. So I think that you know, since Katia is going away and you know, there's other color sets you can make, I think that another color set of this would be really cool too.
Yeah, there's a really pretty like pale green that has like different colored greens of Noro going up. That one's really pretty. There's a cream that has a rainbow flavor going up, which is very fun. I love the rainbow.
Look, the steers meet. Look at that.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
They're really going up.
I know.
Going all the way up to.
But it's a few short of heaven.
A few short, yeah. I mean, it's pretty. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a Stairway to Heaven, and it's pretty, you know, it's a pretty big one, so
yeah, get that soon before the end of September, and you get a free palm this month if you buy it.
These palms are so fun too. They're so soft and
normally
fluffy.
we don't include the palms in the kit so that people can just sort of get them separately, and if they don't want them they can poo-poo them, but in all honesty everybody wants them, so we decided to give them away for free.
Yeah,
you know, the kit this month. They
give like a really nice weight to a lot of hats too. I'm like someone who kind of likes a little bit of slouch in the back.
Yeah.
And they really add to that nice little kind of slouchy, comfy look.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. All right. So then the next thing, I thought I'd show you 2 new colors of Kraken again. I don't know if I'll keep doing this. This is our new color of Kraken called Royal. It's very royally, purpley.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. She's soft. She's pretty. She's slay.
And the second one is Parakeet. Tweet, tweet. You know how I love birds.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's a fun one for all you bright color lovers.
Ooh. Maybe, Kay, can you get those, can you put stuff and then you can spin yarn like rotisserie chicken? I feel like that would be beneficial to you. Rotisserie yarn!
Yeah. Well, rotisserie yarn. The call has been put out. Just don't baste it.
Ew!
How's your swatch going? Just checking in on you. Are you holding it up to the screen? I can't see you.
It looks beautiful.
It's amazing.
Fantastic job.
You're doing a great job.
If it doesn't look great, keep going. We believe in you.
All right, so the last thing I want to show you is a new yarn that we're making here at Island Yarn. And you guys might know or not that I love Noro yarns. I love them. I love them. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. They're so fun. They're so like exciting to knit. Like the moment you get sick of one color, it's okay. There's another color coming. Like it's just so fun. But once in a while, Noro yarns are always single ply, which is funny to me because in the past they have had some other yarns. Aja, did you know they had some like almost novelty yarns, like some boucle and some other cord kind of stuff. So once in a while they do other things, but they never ever, I don't think, have made a plied yarn. And once in a while I want like a plied yarn. And so the other day I thought, well, I have Noro and I have a spinning wheel. So,
woo! Look at it go. Look at it go. Rotisserie. Is that a verb?
Rotisserie style.
Can you rotice something? Rotice is the only thing that I can.
I think it's just rotate.
Wow!
So yeah, this is formerly Silk Garden, but now it's more like a worsted or an Aran weight because it's double ply. It's plied yarn. And here's another one. Isn't that pretty?
Wow.
Isn't that pretty?
That would be a fun one to swatch.
It would be a fun one to swatch. And here's another one. And the link for these, we're putting them out today when we release the podcast. So this
They'll
is
be in the description.
You can get it. Yep. Link will be in the description. You can be the first people to get it. Isn't it so pretty? And so if you're not convinced and you're like, well, what does it look like knit up? I might tell you. It looks like this.
What? Look at that, baby.
Yep. I made our Junction 14 hat with it. I made it a little bigger because I always have a lot of hair back here to cover up. But it's so nice and comfy. Oh, I love it. This is going to be my hat this winter. So this is what it looks like knit up.
Get the
colors.
colors.
It's Noro, but it's like a little more wild and a little more marbly, almost like you're, holding 2 strands, which you could also do, but it wouldn't be quite as twisty. So I don't know. Do you guys love it? Do you? I love it so much. I really love it.
I think it's fun. I love the colors. They're really like vibrant. It looks like a sunset.
It does. These skeins are 100 yards, so they'll make the hat or the mitts. You want to get 2 of them if you're going to do the hat and the mitts. Are you guys done with your swatches? Ready to get out your tape measures? The last little thing I'm going to tell you is, like, if you're like, oh, it's such a waste of yarn, like, you don't have to bind it off. You can, but you can just slide it down on your cord and measure it. Put your tape measure right there, count your stitches, see how you like it. Obviously, if you're going to wash it, you should bind it off. Don't throw your needle in the washer. So I guess our very last thing is to figure out what these yarns would say.
Mm-hmm. We've got a few of them.
We have.
These guys, the triplets here, they go together. What do these guys say?
These guys say, I am so double beautiful because I'm double the Noro. I'm so double beautiful. And you know what? They're softer. They're softer than Noro because when you ply yarn, it untwists a little bit. And so that makes it a little loftier, even though it gives it more structural integrity because you have two strands.
Here, hold the children.
Do you think that's what they say?
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts? Okay. I guess you're doing these guys.
Okay. Oh, both of them. I get the pleasure of both.
The
okay.
twins.
The twins. All right. I feel like they say very different things.
Well, they could talk to each other.
My gosh, you're so beautiful and vibrant. My gosh, wait, maybe they both say you're so beautiful and vibrant to each other, though.
Oh, so they do say the same thing after
They
all.
say the same thing, but they come to a mutual love. And now they love each other forever.
That's a sweet ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it, guys. Check out the description below if you want to find anything that we mentioned in here.
If you have any questions, let us know in the comments like we did today. We do answer, like, you know, all knitting yarn related crochet questions.
We're trying to do like one per episode.
Yep.
So if you have any other, even if you have any other weird questions, that's fine too. I mean, not like too weird, but you know what I mean.
We'll always answer questions about the cats too.
We will.
And
our beautiful cats. We hope you really liked the guest appearance of Chloe last week.
Yes.
She's the big star.
She is a very big, beautiful star.
She's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, like the video if you liked it. Leave us a little comment or two.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel.
Hit the notification bell to find out when we post new episodes of the podcast. Hopefully we'll be putting up like some shorts and stuff like that soon too. So keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
So have a great week, you guys.
Yep. Have a great week.
Bye.